Firstly, I just want to start off by saying that this is not my story. Ever since I've been opening up about my creepy encounters, people have been sending me their own stories. However, this is the first time that I've ever had someone famous send in a story to me. So, without further ado, let's begin. Hey guys, Spider-Man Tobey Maguire here. Usually I use webs to save other people, but today I'm using the web to share a creepy encounter I've had. Usually I reside in New York City, but crime has really come to a standstill lately ever since those damn Avengers started stealing all of my business. I'm not the only one this lack of crime has affected. The Daily Bugle is also having trouble selling their newspapers. I was struggling for a while, but luckily we started getting these strange reports of a deranged lizard man from Mississippi. At first, I thought it was just a bunch of bullshit, pardon my French, but after doing some research, and finding this channel, I instantly changed my mind. I took the first weeb to Mississippi, and rented out a rundown shitty hotel for a week. If I was to find this lizard, I need to think like a lizard. I took out my notebook, and put on that new Taylor Swift song everyone has been buzzing about. Not the best song she's come out with, and I didn't really like it at first, but you have to admit after giving it a few listens, it starts to grow on you. That is when I got a knock at the door. Room service, they shouted. I walked over and opened up, but no one was there. I don't like this, my spider feelings were getting tickled. That is when I noticed there was a note on the ground. I bent down and picked it up. Hey, Spidey, noticed you're in town, just want to send my warmest regards, LM. I had no idea who this could be from. It was the dead of winter in Mississippi, so there was about 4 feet of snow on the ground. I quickly shut the door, and went back over to the fireplace, where my hot chocolate was. Now back to my investigation. I took a gulp of the hot chocolate through my mask, most of it spilling straight downward and burning my chest. I ignored it. I took out all of the notes I had on Lizzie. That is when I got another knock at the door. Room service, they shouted. I shot a web across the room, and onto the handle of the door, flinging it open in the process. This time it actually was room service. Oh come in, I said. He started to change the sheets that were on the bed. Now not a lot of people know this, but sometimes I still have accidents in my sleep, and I didn't want the room service guy to see. Anything I can help with? No, I think I got it. He was just about to pull the blanket down, revealing my pee stain, when I crept up behind him, and broke his neck. Sorry buddy, but I can't risk anyone knowing my secret. I dragged his body into the bathroom, and made a web to subdue him. Phew, glad that's over. That is when I got another knock at the door. Great, who could this be? I walked over and opened it. It was a young man, maybe in his 20s. Oh my god, it's the real Spider-Man. I'm your biggest fan. When I heard you were in town, I knew I had to come get a photo. Do you mind? Not at all, sir. We took the photo. Oh, he groaned, grabbing his stomach. Man, I think I'm gonna shit my pants. Must be from that carrot so on ice I had earlier. You mind if I use your bathroom? What am I saying? You're Spider-Man, of course you don't mind. He started towards the back of the room. I tried to distract him. You know, maybe this isn't the best time, I said. He opened the door and let out a huge gasp. He looked into the bathroom mirror, and noticed I was standing directly behind him. I took his head, and plunged it into the toilet. He gasped from air, clinging onto life, but I know this was the only way. Sometimes few must die to save many. I did however empathize with this young man. My stomach was upset earlier too from a carrot so on ice. If only for his sake I remembered to flush the toilet. I left the hotel with all I needed to find Lizard Man. I zipped up my jacket, and pulled my hood up. Now that the locals know I'm in town, I'm going to have to be more discreet. I took the bus to the subway station. Lizards are cold-blooded, and I'm willing to bet he's hiding out for the winter. When I started getting close to the subway, my spider feelings started getting tickled again. There was 3 cop cars following the bus. They turned their sirens on, and the bus came to a slow but safe halt on the icy road, just beneath an underpass. There was a combined total of 6 cops, 2 per car. One of them got out and walked up to the front of the bus. I heard a muffled conversation between him and the bus driver. Then the bus driver pointed back to me, and fingered me to come forwards. I pointed to my own chest and expressed a confused, unsure look. He waved his hand forward again. I got up and walked off of the bus. Now more of the police officers were approaching. The original one spoke up. "My name is Chester Smith Lester, Chief of Police, nice to meet you, Spider-Man." He extended a hand. I took him up on his shake. "Now sorry to inconvenience you, I know you're a busy man, but we just wanted to let you know that if you need any help with this Lizard Man business, we're here to help. That damn lizard has been a menace to our society for too long. We don't have the manpower to take him out ourselves, but with your help, I think we should be able to finally get this bastard." "Well, I'll do my best, sir," I replied. He nodded gracefully. "All right, let's get going, boys, we have a lot of work to do." The group of cops started to turn back towards their vehicles, walking cautiously, so they didn't slip on any black ice. That is when the chief turned back around. "Also, you wouldn't know anything about those 2 dead men in the bathroom of your shitty rundown hotel room, would you?" I knew at this moment they were on to me. If I didn't play it cool here, I could be kissing my investigation away from inside a cell. "Yeah, I killed both of them," I replied. He took out his .357 Magnum from the holster, and started blasting shots at me. I dodged them as I ran forward, the glass of the bus windows behind me shattering, and the screams of innocent bystanders echoed inside. I kicked him in the side of the knee, turning him around in the process. The rest of the cops caught wise, and started firing their .357 Magnums. I used the chief as a human shield while I charged them. The force of bullets rang into his vest. I shot a web towards the underpass, and yanked the sizable icicle hanging from the concrete. I swung it around my human shield like a flail, decapitating 2 of the officers in the process. I then kicked the chief towards one of the officers with so much force it knocked him backwards about 10 feet. His head collided with the Crown Vic, knocking him out instantly. The last 2 officers looked at each other and started to take off in the other direction, across the slippery ice. "Oh no you don't," I said. I shot a web onto their scurrying feet, and dragged both of them towards the bus. I wrapped them into a cocoon. "Please, I have a family," one of them shouted. Then my spider senses started getting tickled, and I got an idea. There was an oncoming train about to bifurcate the underpass. I stuck the 2 cops to the side of the bus, and shot as many webs as I could. I connected the bus to the train, as it flew by. The force vaulted the bus forward, flipping it multiple times. Windows shattered, metal bent as the bus continued to flip, slide and tumble across the ice. The grand finale was a fiery explosion that sent a wave of heat so warm, it melted some of the icicles off of the underpass and they crashed to the ground. Looks like I'm on foot from here on out. Nothing will stop me from getting to Lizard Man. He's terrorized this town enough, and it's about time someone did something. I made my way to the subway station. When I got down the steps, I noticed it was deserted. Not a person in sight. Or a lizard. But I didn't expect Lizard Man to just be standing down here. That would be unlikely. If anything, he would probably be hiding somewhere deep in the caverns of underground Mississippi. That is when I heard a voice from behind. "Hey," it said. I turned around. It was Lizard Man. His bathrobe was magnificent. His bowl cut perfectly aligned with a dip exposing one of his bright yellow eyes. He rode up on a skateboard, and did a kickflip. "Spidey, Spidey, Spidey, looks like you finally found me. So you got my letter, I presume?" "Your letter?" I asked. "You know, the one signed LM? Aw shit, that was from you?" I asked, feeling like an idiot. "Of course it was, and I'm guessing you left it in your room. You see, I called room service, and sent that adoring fan to your room, because I knew what would happen. Then after you left, I called the cops, and they found the letter from me, thinking that you were working for me. It was a setup, Spidey. Want some advice? Stay out of crime, it doesn't suit you. Now are we gonna compare dick sizes, or are we gonna dance? He hissed and blew a fireball past my head, almost taking it off. I shot a web at him, but he was already on his skateboard, coming towards me. He punched me in the nuts so hard, some carrots on ice filled my underpants. I was knocked out cold. I woke up sometime later to some cops arresting me and taking me into the station. Chester Smith Lester let me tell my side of the story. He had a few bullet holes in him, but other than that he seemed okay. Well, moral of the story is they didn't believe me on account of I murdered 31 people. I just wanted to get the truth out there before I rot away behind bars.